LinkedIn has a real toxic positivity problem, and it's quietly messing with you. Because if you spend enough time on there, you are going to start to believe that all your career problems, well, they're entirely your fault. I've worked in HR long enough to tell you that what you see on LinkedIn is not how hiring actually works. I've spent over 2 decades in HR. I've seen thousands of resumes, sat in hiring conversations, and watched how decisions actually get made behind the scenes. And I can tell you, most of that never gets posted online, especially not the really messy parts. Instead, what you get is oversimplified advice that sounds really good, but that doesn't necessarily translate into the results that you're looking to get, nor does it recognize the true complexity of corporate. Toxic positivity, well, it doesn't sound that bad, but it quietly shifts all of the blame onto you. You've seen the posts. I got rejected from 50 jobs, and that taught me resilience. Getting laid off was the best thing that ever happened to me. Not traumatic at all. And if you're not getting job interviews, you just really need to work on improving your mindset and think more positive. Look, there's nothing wrong with being positive, but when everything is framed as a lesson, it sends a message. And that is, if you're struggling, you are the problem. And that's not always the case. What those LinkedIn posts and the gurus don't tell you is that hiring isn't a level playing field to begin with. There are internal hires, there's nepotism, there's roles that are already spoken for, there's bias, there's hundreds of applicants for one job. And none of that shows up in these perfectly polished posts and 5-step pieces of advice. So people start internalizing that they're fully in control even when they're not. They think they need to fix themselves, and that's not always true. Sometimes the system itself is actually the issue. And a lot of LinkedIn content isn't just positive, it's performative. It's written to get engagement. It follows a formula. It's designed to sound inspiring in a way that gets likes and comments. But the posts that go viral, the ones that feel good, are not necessarily the ones telling the truth, because the truth is always much more complicated. Sometimes you can do everything right and still not get the job, and that does not fit neatly into a nice motivational post. There are no perfect answers when it comes to your job search. There is no perfect formula for a LinkedIn profile. There is no one singular perfect resume format that works every single time. There isn't one profile strategy that's going to guarantee you results, and there definitely isn't a 5-step formula that works for everyone, even though that's what the gurus are selling you. What actually matters is how clearly you position your experience, how relevant it is to the role, and how easy it is for someone to understand your value quickly. There is so much room for subjectivity and different experiences and contexts in those pieces of advice that you can't put that neatly into a 3-step do these key things framework. If you want help cutting through that, making your resume actually work for you, I've put together a resume kit that breaks this down step by step. It's linked in the description. If you're not getting results, stop assuming that it's you. Instead of asking what's wrong with me, start asking better questions. Is this role actually aligned with my experience? Is my resume clear and easy to scan? Is there maybe something happening behind the scenes that I can't see? Is this a company I really want to work for? Because once you stop personalizing everything, you can actually start adjusting what matters. Now, LinkedIn isn't entirely wrong, but the picture that you're getting is so incomplete. You build your strategy on incomplete information, you're going to keep getting inconsistent results. Positive doesn't always mean useful. And in your career, useful is what gets you the results. Corporate is complicated and all too often oversimplified by gurus and these perfect processes that are supposed to work for everyone every single time. They absolutely don't. If you're interested in really taking your power back by understanding how corporate works so it can work for you, make sure to subscribe.